7 pitch. Harper hits one in the air, left center field. Back it goes. Harper, the swing of his life. It is bedlam at the bank. Swung on, crushed, and the Phillies are going to lead it 4-0. Now Harper sends one in the air, way back to right center. That one's gone. This place explodes. It's good. Right center field. Lightning strikes. Right field. Segura's out. Castellanos out. And the Philadelphia Phillies are going to the World Series.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bell Ringers podcast. Colin Daly, Ben Goldstein coming at you. I am back. I am no longer under a rock. Phillies are in full swing. I am barely vertical right now, but just kidding, guys. I'm prospering as always. I'll be spending my off day tomorrow doing hours and hours of homework. That's okay. Live, laugh, love Phillies. Is it too late at night for corny jokes like that? I think it might be.
Baseball is back. Yeah. We're back.
The whole baseball thing isn't going too well, Ben. I mean, the idea is there, but the execution not so much. Tell us about
it. It's fun to say Phillies baseball is back until it gets too literal, and Phillies baseball is actually back. Like the Phillies are playing Phillies baseball again. Remember going back to October last year where the Phillies were dancing on my own. They come back in 2023, and they are no longer alone dancing.
They were dancing for a little bit today until the 9th inning.
Yeah, I mean, there's 29 other teams that are playing better than the Phillies right now. So it's not going too well. There's bad base running, some brutal pitching, some offense, some situational hitting has been horrible. And it's just been Phillies baseball.
Yeah, there haven't been many positives you can pick out of their gameplay to begin the season. I mean, you look at the pitching, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola are off to a rough start. Taijuan Walker, he's not, I thought he had very good stuff today, but he doesn't look like himself. He's not a guy who walks a lot of batters. He has 8 walks and 2 starts to start the season.
He threw 41 balls today. It's a lot of balls.
He was rough.
Yeah,
Falter looked good in his first start.
Mm-hmm.
Acid Matt Strom. We'll have to see how long his spot in the rotation continues to come around as we have Ranger Suarez on the verge of returning and Andrew Painter, who is still sidelined for now, but will likely go back to double or triple A when he returns. We'll have to see how his prospectus develops over the next year.
Ranger Suarez is set to throw a bullpen, I believe, Tuesday
tomorrow or Tuesday, I think.
On the field, which is a good sign.
Of course.
So we'll see how that turns out. I mean, it's only a matter of time to return.
What are your thoughts on the managerial decisions made by Rob Thompson thus far this season?
I mean, I think he was last year he fell into a little I think last year he got lucky, honestly. I mean, he was I hate to say it, but Rob Thompson has not been the Rob Thompson we saw last season. His team I think they were just hot last year. I'm not saying the Phillies aren't a good baseball team. I'm not saying they're not going to make the playoffs. But right now, I feel like everyone he's gone to has not been great. I mean, Jose Alvarado has been on fire. But you saw Seranthony Dominguez on Sunday blew up in the 9th inning. Gregory Soto has been very on and off. He's been, as of late, he's been good, but very on and off so far.
Yeah,
and then whoever he goes with, it's either perfection or it's just a complete disaster.
I agree with that in a sense. I think that so you said that last year I think he was lucky. I think again, I'm looking at this from my perspective, what I think the right moves are. But from the way I saw it last year, I thought that his moves were spot on. And maybe that's just because we think alike, or the game plan that I was thinking didn't align with Joe Girardi's game plan.
Some of Thompson's moves last year, in my opinion, they just worked. Like there was pitchers on the team. They had their set roles at that point. almost halfway through the season. There's no roles yet on this team, really. We're just getting started.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the problem. I don't
Tom,
really agree
this is
with the-
Thompson's first ever starting of the season as a manager. We have to
I
remember.
agree with that, but he's been around the game for forever, so I think you have to cut him some slack, but like not as much as you would usually cut a new manager.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
but two, I don't think his decisions have been good this year.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the lineup construction, you can't keep putting Christian Pache out there anymore. He's brutal. Did you hear about this? How they've been saying his name wrong?
How do you say it?
It's Patch. So everyone thinks it's Pache. It's Pache. Che.
Check.
Pache.
Like there's supposed to be a T before the C.
Pache. Like the CH sound. Ch.
I thought it was Pache. I didn't even know there was ah.
No,
Oh,
it's
it's Pa.
Pache.
Huh.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was on one of the broadcasts. I read it or was in another podcast, but apparently he went up to Tom McCarthy and corrected him. Like, dude, you need to get a hit before you start correcting people.
Get
Which
it.
he does. He has one double.
Do something with runners on. I mean, God, how many runners has he left on? 9? In how many games?
At least that.
In how many games? 3 to 4?
He's brutal. He barely. I don't even know if he has 10 at bats, but he's like, his WAR has to be like -5 at this point. He's abysmal.
Let's look at
And even his defense, I didn't see the exact play. I've been pretty busy the last week and a half, but he
has 9 plate appearances.
has made some defensive blunders that were relatively costly. So I thought when they picked him up, I was thrilled because he was cheap. He's a former prospect, but again, he was DFA'd by the Oakland Athletics. The Oakland Athletics.
So Pache has 9 plate appearances. He's 1 hit. It's a double. He struck out 3 times.
Hard hit double.
OPS plus is -2.
Oh,
Really,
really bad.
He's 1 sack.
Wait, one what?
1 sack bunt
Oh, sack. Okay.
or sack hit is how it's listed.
I think it's a sack fly. I don't know. I doubt he has a sacrifice bunt. I haven't seen anyone square for a bunt in feels like years.
Okay, I don't know. His WAR is -0.1.
Oh my lord.
His
nine plate appearances.
his O WAR is the same, -0.1.
What's O?
Offensive.
Oh right, okay.
It's very exciting stuff.
And what website is this? Because I know WAR can
his OPS plus is -2. So
Is
yeah.
this Fangraphs or
What?
what source is this? Because it varies.
This is Baseball Reference.
Okay, so that's his BR WAR, whatever they call it, or R WAR.
I don't know.
You know,
I always go to-
his PSR WAR is -1,000.
There you go.
Publish that somewhere.
PSR WAR. That's what that's what the statisticians are using.
Yeah.
Speaking of blunders, you brought up blunders. Can we talk about base running? I'm gonna use Sunday's game as a prime example. I was at the game on Sunday, which is the day we're recording this. I said there were 4. So we'll start with Kyle Schwarber. In his first his first base running blunder when he was held by Dusty Wathan. The only reason he was safe at home is because he got hit in the back with the ball. If the ball was received by the catcher, it was a spot on throw, but Schwarber got in the way of it, which I guess is good base running by him. I don't know. He was so toast if that ball didn't hit him. They have Castellanos right after, who decided to go home for some reason, even though the ball was right there. And he was tagged out, so that after he also blew through the stop sign. And then you have Marsh blowing through the stop sign. Or no, Wathan sent Marsh. So this was the play where Marsh almost had the inside to Parker in the 5th inning, maybe, of Sunday's game. So Marsh. So I blame this more on Dusty. Dusty waved him home. And then in the middle, just just told him to stop, and Marsh already had momentum. He'd stop halfway. He was tagged out. Second one was Schwarber. It's a line drive to left field, base hit, and in a very normal single. He tries to stretch it out for 2 for some reason. Schwarber, you're not Trey Turner. You're Kyle Schwarber. He starts to stop, but his momentum keeps going forward, so he pretty much slips in the middle of the base, in the middle of first and second base. He is tagged out. So many base running mistakes by the Phillies, and that's not it. There have been more throughout the first 9 games of the season, which have costed many runs. And I would say, if 2 runs in today's game were given up from defensive blunders, we could have had 2 men on third base, could have driven those in, both ended the inning. Or Marsh's didn't end the inning, but it still could have produced into something. And
because he hit that triple with 1 out.
Yeah, who is after Marsh?
I don't. Well, after Marsh was the top of the order.
J. Cave ground.
Right.
Cave ground. Cave
hit a ground ball to second base that ended that inning. So you would have scored.
Yes, it would have scored Marsh. So those are 2 runs that could have scored. The game would have been tied 6-6 in the bottom of the 9th inning instead of being down 6-4 when the Phillies went down 3 straight.
So if I had to put those on a scale of to you should be, I don't even know something that I can say on this podcast. It's like not going to make people think that I belong in a facility. But if you had to put them on a scale from bad to very, 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 very bad, I would say that the first Schwarber one, he was trying to be aggressive. I can deal with that. You're going to have bad judgment, but you also need to listen to your third base coach. And the one with Brendan Marsh, I'd say that's more on Dusty Wathan.
Yeah, that was a Dusty Wathan.
Nick Castellanos, I don't know what he was doing. The catcher, or not the catcher, the backup, which theoretically should have been the pitcher. It could have been, I don't know, the first baseman.
Whoever it was.
In possession of the ball as he was rounding third base.
He had the ball in his glove.
Yeah, I don't know, like maybe I was missing something. It also looked like he was running with bricks tied to his feet. Like, yeah. I don't know if he was winded. Maybe he has like asthma or something that was acting up. I'm too nice of a person because I'm trying to reason for him. But like, he was like huffing and puffing coming around third as he was finishing out a marathon.
Yeah, it's
He was like wobbling home like a penguin. I thought the game was being played on Antarctica. I was like, wear your black and white stripes and wear your wings because you're supposed to be a bird. You're supposed to be a baseball player, not a bird here, man. Like, fly yourself back to third base and don't go anywhere until Dusty tells you.
Penguins Penguins can't fly, man.
You're right, they can't. It's been a day. Anyway, who was the second? It was Schwarber again. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. Yeah. There's a reason that the Hoagie Fest is named after him. Don't try and get a second base. What are you doing?
He did get us free tacos during the World Series.
Well, yeah, hoagies and tacos. It's not like kale shakes. It's tacos and hoagies, man. Hey, at first base. Oh, I was fuming during those. I don't know what was going on. I thought there was a point where I thought I was getting pranked. Like they were doing this on purpose. They have to be. There's no way they're all this bad at the same time.
Yeah, I think they're a little hungover from Red October, especially today when they got their rings and they're playing "Dancing on My Own," which infuriated me. Because that song's horrible.
It's not. It's a good song. It's on my playlist.
It's on my playlist too, just for vibes, and memories. But it's not a good song. It's only good. It was only good after a Phillies playoff win.
Yes. Though being on my playlist does not mean anything. It's really bad. But
bad playlist. Aren't you like all country?
A little bit country and there's a centipede on the wall. Hold on, I have to kill that. Give me a second. Keep going.
Yeah, we got a timeout. You got 20 seconds before you get a pitch clock violation.
Oh, that's right. Oh no, I lost it. Oh god, it's probably crawling on me.
Oh no.
It was on an Ichiro Suzuki baseball card too. That's so rude.
Pitch clock is counting down, even though I'm doing the basketball ref motion.
Oh, it's fine. Well, when I don't wake up tomorrow morning, I just got stung by a centipede. That's all. Hopefully
It's
that comes
better.
back.
Might be better than watching the Phillies.
It might be. Maybe I can watch all the dead Phillies in heaven if I make it. If I get there. Oh boy, we're 5 minutes into the podcast, and I've already lost my mind.
This is what happens when your team starts 3-6 after winning the National League.
know.
Oh, what are your thoughts on National League championship rings?
That's worse than a participation trophy. First of all, I didn't even know that was a thing until like 2 weeks ago.
Neither did I. Because
I initially realized that they said
I-
Gene Figueroa will be back for the ring ceremony on Monday. And I was like, the ring ceremony? Did I miss something?
So I looked back to 2010 to see the Phillies 2009 National League champion ring ceremony. Didn't exist.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I don't remember any team that happened before. The question is, do the Astros get World Series rings and American League rings?
I assume so, right?
I don't know.
I mean, do the division winners get rings? I know they get pennants or banners, whatever you call them, but
Pennant.
I mean, what happens next? Does every player get a ring who steps on a field? Congratulations, you made it. Now go.
It's like when the first lady wants Iowa to come with LSU for the women's national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Second place come. That's not a fan of that. It's supposed to be an honor to get a ring. Of course, winning the National League, how the Phillies did it was still spectacular, but it does not deserve a ring ceremony.
I agree.
They did more than enough on Friday by having Bryson Reese raise the banner. They should have cut it off there. They had the National League champion in the grass today. It's just over the top. We got second place.
Because then if they win the World Series, then it's not going to feel as special.
Oh my God! If we win the World Series, it's gonna be like, who knows what that first weekend's gonna be like? Did you find something?
I think I spotted it again.
Uh-oh.
They ran away though. They'll come back. Don't worry.
I mean, the rings were very nice.
They're great.
I can get the actual statistics up.
Oh, I got it. Hold on. Should I kick it? I might kick it. These are new shoes though.
Yeah, don't ruin the new shoes.
Well, it just be the bottom. It's by the leg of the other desk I have.
All right, so here's the details of this ring. If you're really interested in the second place ring, while Colin kills.
Oh, it just went fast. Read off the details. Go ahead.
While Colin kills innocent animals. The Phillies Liberty Bell. The Phillies Liberty Bell logo is in the center of the ring. There are 0.82 carats of sapphires in the Liberty Bell to represent the 82 Phillies hits through the NLCS. Okay. Emerald cut white diamonds are set in a brick pattern of Mazel Tov to pay homage in the architectural elements of Citizens Bank Park. 2022 National League champion is on the bottom. 96 diamonds in champions represent the 96 total wins through the NLCS. Leather inlay. The NL champion trophy is inlaid into a piece of leather from a game-used baseball from Game 5 of the NLCS. The player name and name of player framed inside a silhouette of signage found throughout Citizens Bank Park. Player's number in rubies is set on a background of brick pattern to pay homage to architectural elements inside Citizens Bank Park. Ruby setting, a row of 63 rubies circling the side of the ring to represent the total number of players receiving a National League championship ring. So 63 players got the ring.
Can't believe Kingery got one, first of all.
Dude, that's the reason the Phillies lost on Sundays, because Kingery was there. The iconic Phillies P encrusted in rubies is accompanied by the regular season and postseason records. The team's postseason theme song, Dancing on My Own, made an appearance onto the ring. inside of the Citizens Bank seating bowl along with Philadelphia's iconic skyline, Independence Hall. This is inside of the ring. The team's total sellout crowd of 45,485 for Game 5 of the NLCS. I was one of those people. Bedlam at the bank is Reed's inside of it. And yeah, so it's completely unnecessary. It was still very cool.
The other thing I'm surprised by is that each of the rings were custom made for the player.
Yeah, they have that for every ring.
Well, yeah, but like for the National League Championship ring, which is essentially meaningless, I thought they would at least like generalize them. Like, why does Will Toffey need his name on the ring?
Don't ask questions, okay? Let's get back to the baseball. Let's talk about the situational hitting. I know you're a big fan of situational hitting, so I'm gonna let you carry it away.
Yeah, then after that, we're gonna talk about the pitching. I need to rant about the pitching.
All right.
Yeah, situational hitting is always a problem. You can't avoid that as a problem on a baseball team because, quite frankly, the best players hit 300, and 3 out of 10 times your situational hitting is probably not going to work. This year, I don't even know how much of a problem it's been. I feel like we're not getting any situations that require situational hitting, which is the root of the problem. But even when that is the case, it seems, I don't know. I don't have any stats to back this up or that I'm getting this from, but if you've made a different observation, it seems like the bottom of the lineup is the issue. Because if you look at the producers of hits in this Phillies lineup right now, it's Trey Turner, the top of the lineup, and then it's Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm.
I want to highlight really quick.
Middle of the lineup.
The how bad the top of the lineup was in these last 2 games.
Mm.
Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and JT Mito. None of them got a hit in the last 2 games.
A lost dog. Literally looks like a lost dog. I think he might be a soccer player. That's my running theory.
Actually, wait. Schwarber got a hit today, technically, and then he got tagged out.
And I also have a theory that Junior Marte is hurting players in the Phillies. He's going into these in the what the heck's it called? The clubhouse, yeah, in that place. He's going in there and tearing ACLs, and he's breaking or spraining ankles. That's my theory. It's just because I don't like him. Problem. But I can't do that anymore because he's in Lehigh, so that's not going to work. But yeah, the whole situational hitting fiasco has been a wreck. But the thing though is that when you've got your productive hitters in the middle of the lineup, you're relying on the bottom of the lineup to drive those guys in. That hasn't been the case. Jake Cave has had some hard hit balls, but hasn't seen any results for that. Brandon Marsh has been good. Honestly, he probably leads their team or is around the team lead in RBIs. And considering that he hits 8th and 9th, that's impressive because he's their productivity. And if he doesn't lead the team in RBIs, which I doubt he does, it's probably because he was out for a little bit. Hence the Christian Pache and the Edmundo Sosa, the Cody Clemens. So yeah.
Did you see Roger Clemens and John Middleton's suite the other day?
Yeah, I think his son needs to hit above 200 before he gets a spot in there.
And Roger Clemens was in John Middleton's suite with Philly stuff on. You know who else was in John Middleton's suite with Philly stuff on? This guy right here.
Not Iron Pig stuff on?
I actually did have an Iron Pigs hoodie on that night. But I had a Bryce Harper jersey over it and a Philly Sports shirt on. And then it got cold, so I put my hoodie on.
It's a vivid memory.
It's very cool.
I don't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning, so I'm impressed.
Neither do I. Wait, I had toast.
I had Cheerios. Anyway,
Happy Easter. Cheerios for breakfast.
Oh yeah, Cheerios and Cheerios. The pitching, though,
all right, here we go.
Is what's really bothering me. Craig Kimbrell is not a closer. He's barely a major league reliever. I don't know what the heck he's doing in there. He shouldn't touch a ball until the sun goes down in a 7:00 game. If the sun's up, he needs to stay inside the bullpen. I'm sorry, I'm saying it the wrong way. Once the sun goes down, he needs to be gone. He should not touches baseball before the 7th inning or after the 7th inning. 7th inning, 8th inning, or 9th inning, that's going to be your Soto, your Alvarado, your Dominguez. Kimbrel just isn't good. I'm sorry. There's no better way to put it. The only reason that I can see him getting action in the 7th or 8th inning now is if Seranthony Dominguez really can't figure out how to use his arm. But right now, Alvarado is one of the best guys out there. Kimbrel's just sit on the little chair that you have for him and not move. He's really useless. I mean, his ERA is what now, 13.5?
Hold on.
At that point, I'd rather have Josh Harrison go out there and chuck the ball towards home plate.
Josh Harris. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, Craig Kimbrel signed here to be in that closer role, and
No, he did not. No one expects him to be the closer. He's 112.
All right, to be around that closer role, late inning guy. He's a negative .2 WAR. His ERA. You ready for his ERA per Baseball Reference? Drum roll, please.
He doesn't get drums. He gets. I'm not gonna say that. Go ahead.
15.43.
I was close. Look at me go.
You were under. You were very.
I'm nice today.
You're very nice to the man. How many teams has this guy been on? He was on the Braves, the Padres, the Red Sox, the Cubs. And then changed his number on the Cubs for some reason. And then he was a White Sox, and then he was a Dodger, and now he's a Philly.
Yeah, that's strange. Well,
he started in 2010. He's been in the league for 13 years. He had a .44 ERA in 2010 in 21 games. Never mind. Wait. He had 47 saves in 2014. I mean, when this man was on, he was on. And now he's absolutely terrible.
And here's the thing: he has the save and closing experience, but the issue that I have is there are other guys in the team that are just straight out better than him.
He was 8th in MVP voting in 2012.
I know.
When has a reliever ever won MVP?
No, I think Edwin Diaz had a couple votes last year.
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's ridiculous because, if this was a team that wasn't good, like the A's or the Marlins or the Nationals, I'd say sure, he's a household name, all-star, probably going into the Hall of Fame. Let Craig Kimbrel be the closer, but this is a competitive team where there are guys who are just flat out better than him. Dominguez, Alvarado, Soto, Bilotti. From what we've seen, Andrew Vasquez is starting better than he is. I'm not joking. Matt Strom, 100% better than Kimbrel. There's no late inning spot for him once Strom, especially when Strom returns to the bullpen. But even right now, there are 4 or 5 guys I'd rather see in the game than Kimbrel. I'd say I'd rather see Bilotti. I'd rather see Soto, Dominguez, and Alvarado. Maybe Vasquez or Brogdon, even depending on the day. I don't get what everyone's love for him is. He's awful. He's as mid as they come.
Definition of mid. I was hopeful coming into the year because his stats read every other year. He was horrible Hall of Fame year, horrible Hall of Fame.
Ridiculous.
Last year he was horrible. So I was hoping we'd have a Hall of Fame year. And we have not.
I haven't had hope for a Phillies reliever since Adubre Ramos in 2016. Adubre was my guy, man. He pitched the 7th inning of every game. I was a huge Adubre fan.
That's about as random as a Phillies as it comes. That's a good tweet for random. You know that.
I'm so good with random Phillies.
You know that account random. You know that account random Philly athletes.
Yeah.
DM them.
I'm great at those. Tyler Goodell.
I remember Tyler Goodell. Cam Perkins.
Taylor Featherston.
Ty Kelly.
That was good.
He had that one walk-off against something against the Red Sox.
Then he had a big hit against the Mets, his former team, too.
Yeah,
Andres Blanco,
I remember Blanco.
Pedro Flormo,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Altair.
Yep. I was talking about Aaron
Yeah.
Altair today, actually.
There were some names back then.
Those games were fun.
Oh, they were. My biggest Edebrey Ramos memory is the
I mean, you
5-4-3 triple play. They turned on Jabari Blash.
You literally have a Mike Alfranco poster behind you. Other way.
do?
Farther back.
What?
All the way in the back.
Oh, you can see that far? That's wild.
Yeah.
Franco, Judge, Jeter, Musial, Verlander, Kershaw, Lindor, Masahiro Tanaka, Bumgarner, another Musial.
You know who they announced today in the ring ceremony?
Yeah.
Simone Muzziotti. Remember him?
Simone Muzziotti. I remember that.
He made the opening roster last year. It was the quietest I've ever heard in the ballpark when they announced his name. It was just a bunch of
Glassmeyer was in there. He was decent.
All right, we gotta wrap this up. We got 5 minutes left. In the next 14 games for the Phillies, they host the Marlins for a 3-game set Tuesday, Dollar Dog Night. Then they go to Cincinnati for a 4-game weekend series. And then they're in Chicago, not against your Cubs, the White Sox on the South Side for 3 games. And they return home for a 4-game set against the Colorado Rockies. 14 games, Marlins, Reds, White Sox, Rockies. What should the Phillies' record be in the next 14 games?
14-0, but Ben, I have a random question for you.
All right, I have a random answer.
It's going to be a random question with a hopefully random answer. You said South Side when you mentioned the White Sox.
Yeah.
Do you think the Phillies are going to get City Connect jerseys soon?
Next year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that official?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't know what they're gonna look like. I'm hoping they don't look like some Sixers come off because the Nike does the Sixers jerseys too. The Sixers City editions either look really bad or really good. But I think what they're gonna do,
the stupid bell on it.
I think it's gonna be like kind of like the Red Sox jerseys because that's the Philadelphia flag, those colors. So I think it's gonna look like
I'm so sick of the
it's either gonna be that or they're gonna do something with the Declaration of Independence, which it's gonna look bad. That's gonna look bad on a baseball jersey.
You don't want some Thomas Hancock written all over us?
If they do, they can't do a Rocky because it has to be gray, and that's the away.
John Hancock. Sorry, that was an embarrassing moment. Go ahead.
Who'd you say?
I said Tom Hancock, but his name is John Hancock.
John Hancock.
Everyone ignore that.
All right. Getting away from the City Connect jerseys, which the Phillies are getting next year. Marlins, Reds, White Sox, Rockies, 14 games. You said 14-0?
10-4, I'd hope.
What's the minimum? They're 3-6 right now.
Gotta win 8 or 9. You have to. Minimum is 8. There aren't really many good teams there. I mean, the White Sox are okay, but
the best team they're gonna play is the White Sox. I mean, Marlins Monday might be tough playing Gene. Watch Gene for the cycle and go off in these next 3 games against the Phillies.
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to at least cut us a break tomorrow. We're literally doing a whole nother ring ceremony for one dude. So
no, he'll just come out and they'll play a little tribute.
They'll set up one of the card tables and toss a red tablecloth over top of it and call it a day.
Yeah, you think Middleton and Nebraska come out and give it to him again? Or you think
I think so. Yeah. He was a good guy for the Phillies, so
when they introduced Sam Fold today,
everyone probably Googled who he was.
No one knows who Sam Fold is, and I don't blame him. He's done nothing.
He's the GM. Everyone should know who Sam Fold is.
He sits there at the meetings like this, doesn't say a word, so he doesn't mess Nebraska up.
Maybe he's an NPC or something.
After this Rocky series, end out April, they host the Mariners, and then they're out to a place where the music died last season
Oh, not Houston.
in Houston.
Oh,
April 28th, 29th, and 30th. I believe the 30th is the 30th is Sunday Night Baseball. So get embarrassed on national television.
obliterated on national TV.
And then to begin May, they head out to your Los Angeles Dodgers for a 3-game set, and then they return home against Boston.
Oh.
Mother's Day weekend.
No, we'll come back with some battle scars, some tea in the harbor, but we'll survive.
So what'd you say? At least 8 wins for the next. So that would lift the record to, I don't know. I don't feel like doing math right now. We have less than a minute left. Let's do the outro. Thank you for watching the pod. Like and subscribe. Socials in the below. Colin, final words.
If you have any good base running videos, leave them in the comments below. We can forward them to Rob Topper over there.
I got some links.
That's good. Send them to me. Or send them right to him.
I got you.
I met Middleton, by the way. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh yeah, I saw a picture. Did you tell
did?
him? Did you tell him you work for Ben Goldstein?
We didn't get that far in the conversation. No, he was
Okay.
talking to my dad about Delaware County, Pennsylvania. So.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's a Delco guy.
All right. See ya.
Peace out.